What's up?
Happy Halloween.
Hello.
Hi, Georgie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Sorry I was late. I don't know if I
Awesome.
was late, but I'm.
No problem.
No, you're fine. We're waiting on Tim anyway.
He's here. He's here. We got him here though. Lord
Tim,
said,
it's
"Get on."
David Cassidy hair is what it is. I just figured it out. Remember David
Awesome.
Cassidy
Y'all
hair?
look- Everybody looks awesome.
I couldn't think of that name to save my life. David Cassidy. It's too cool.
Look at first person excited to see somebody. Tim! See, Tim, we love you. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay,
Yeah.
Maddie. Let's see you.
Hello. You thought I was going to be Wilson from Home Improvement?
Yeah.
What's up? I just got back from the sideshow. Had to come out. It was a carnival out in Floresville.
They give you the night off.
Yeah. I said, I'm sorry, I got things for people to see.
That's right.
Nice. I'm sorry I didn't dress as anything. I just got back from being in the woods, so
You're
I
good.
I literally just drove in.
So you're a hunter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, I am.
What were you hunting?
Today, nothing. Today, I was just in the woods trying to cut stuff down. But normally, I deer hunt and ghost hunt. Haha.
Yeah. That's the best.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a hunter, but I don't knock it, but I just can't do it.
Some people can't. Some people
I
can't.
just can't. I used to be a rehabilitator for like 10, 15 years of the wildlife rehabilitator. And ever since I was feeding those baby deer bottles,
Oh yeah.
it's just something there now. Every time I want to go eat some deer meat, all I see is this big old brown eyes staring at me. I can't do it.
Well, is that the one I saved?
Right?
Oh.
I just can't do it.
Well,
I used to love it.
when I finally do get one, it's with very much respect. You know.
Oh, yeah. I see nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I just can't do it. Hi, Jamie Lynn.
Hi, Jamie Lynn.
Hello.
I hunt for food in my pantry and fridge.
Yeah, me too. And the grocery store, which is no different than going out and killing it yourself. You still
Right.
want to eat. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
The gross. Adam!
Hello.
Nice.
Too cool. I love it.
It should be like,
This took me many hours.
Hi, Katrina.
Katrina.
Hey, Katrina.
Hello.
I'm a share the crowd.
That's too cool, Adam.
Thanks. It just took me about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You should have used like a Superman sheet or something like that.
Boom.
I should have brought an extra one because I have that, but I'm like, I don't want to tear up or cut
Right,
up anything. So I'm
I
like, I can't.
That's some
Thank you,
cool
Katrina.
Adam is so specular.
shit. Some cool shit.
I like
Anthony. Anthony with Race Paranormal. What's up?
nice.
Are you talking about the bitch or the witch?
Oh, wow.
Oh, snap.
It was me.
Oh shit!
Let's make it. Never mind.
My dog is freaking out. She don't know who I am.
Oh, my
Aw.
dog didn't like me either. I
I
put this hat on. They hated me.
So much. Come here. Jeez, come here. Come here, baby.
Well, tonight we're going to tell spooky campfire stories or a scary experience that one of us had.
Same hairdos.
Aw,
Nice.
that's too cute.
Like, this is good.
All right. So, who's going first?
Spooky, spooky.
Any, mini, miny, mo.
It don't matter. I'll go first. I have a really short one anyway.
All
Okay.
right.
To get it started.
All right.
That way I can manage comments for y'all. I got back safely after I cut it off my life. Us, Anthony. Okay. My story is on somewhere in Alabama, and it's about a steamboat. And in February of 1858, a steamboat named Eliza Battle set out on a cruise down the Tombigbee River. It was carrying over 60 passengers and more than 1,200 bales of cotton from Columbus, Mississippi to Mobile, Alabama. But on the March 3rd, an unreasonably cold night, the cotton caught fire and quickly engulfed the ship in the flames. It was the greatest nautical disaster in the river's history, leaving 33 passengers and crew dead. On brisk and chilly nights, people have seen the burning Eliza Battle rising from the misty waters where it sank, trying to complete its journey.
I like that. What is it about a cold, foggy night that scares us so much? What is that? Like, even in the old times when they would tell stories, like we're doing right now, sitting around and telling stories, what is it about that?
Yeah,
Right.
it's almost like the mist amplifies. Maybe who knows? It's hard to say.
Or like some of the
Or
stories.
maybe it's like when it's raining or thunder and storm, maybe the fog gives them energy.
Yeah,
Maybe. I mean, like some of them begin, it was a dark and stormy night, you know? Why is it a dark and stormy night? Why couldn't it be like a humid summer Texas night or something?
Seen a dark and stormy night.
Right? It was 115 degrees outside and I couldn't breathe, you know?
That's right.
Too
So,
hot
like-
to carry that chainsaw around.
Do you think it's the illusion? Like, you can't see anything through there, right? You can't really see anything. And, if something's chasing you and you're looking behind you and there's nothing there but fog, that would be nuts.
I couldn't imagine. No.
Mm-mm. But that was a good story. Like Jamie Lynn said about that's a horrible death.
Yes, it is. That's one of my worst fears too, is drowning.
Mine too.
I think a ship death is always a horrible death, you know? A death on a ship or something like that, you know?
Right.
That's crazy. That's a crazy, horrible death.
fear
Yeah,
of drowning alone, much less being fire and all that kind of stuff on top of it.
right.
Right. All right.
Laura, you want to go next?
Okay. So my story is actually a true story. It's one of my experiences that I had in not this house, but a house that we lived in probably about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Upstairs in our bedroom, mine and Tim's bedroom, we had a little tiny portable like boombox radio that was battery operated. And it would, we're laying in bed one night and all of a sudden it kicked on. We're like, okay, that's a little bit weird. So go turned it off, lay back down, came on again. So this time we took the batteries out, lay back down. And would you know, it came on again all by itself.
Wow.
No batteries.
No batteries.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then that same room, the closet, that was also the room that I got growled at in. And it wasn't just a little growl, it was a scary growl.
Wow. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd want to live there.
I loved that house. That was a beautiful, beautiful house.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the bad spirits, huh?
Oh, that was just like the last couple of years of living there.
Yeah.
Got kind of weird on us.
Yeah.
I wonder why all of a sudden, if you lived there, the few years that you lived there, you didn't have anything, and then all of a sudden you've got something bad. I wonder what caused that.
I don't know.
I don't know. There was a house that burned down next door, I think, and
So maybe it had something to do with that.
yeah, I think they moved over from next door.
That could be.
What's up?
Hello.
I hate Facebook usernames. I wish that StreamYard would fix that,
I know.
so we'll know who's coming in and who's not. Who goes next?
Georgie, Timmy,
So what do we do?
It's,
go for it.
Next.
Whoever wants to go next. I'll rock, paper, scissors, any one of y'all. Who wants to go?
rock on.
Rock.
Right. I guess I'll go if that's cool.
All
Okay.
right.
This is a true story about from a house that I used to live in quite a few years ago. There was something negative in the house, and it would. I've told the story before. I'm sure Maddie's heard it before. I'm not sure. I think Adam has. Something negative lived in this house. I was not a nice guy when I was younger, and so I tried changing all that, and something negative came into, like, not into me, but towards me, like almost like moved in my house with me.
Oh Lord.
And it was so, like, I mean, just in your face. It started off very subtle and then became very in your face. Like, I'm here. If you're not going to pay attention to me, here I am. I mean,
Wow.
like, I started changing my life, and I started going to college, and I started, I was working, going to college, living in the house. And it's weird because during the day it was fine. But at night, when it would get dark, you could hear it coming down from the attic.
Wow.
And it just, I mean, God's honest true story. You could hear the pressure on the walls so much, they almost sounded like they were starting to buckle from the weight.
Wow.
And it was like
That's scary.
something would crawl down the walls. And I tried living there because, you know what, this is my house, you know?
Right.
You know, it's like excuse me, it's like F you, you know, this is my house.
Yep.
You know? And when I die and I become a ghost, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna kick your butt. But you know, like yeah, so there was always that house was always like there was always negativity there. Like the people that owned it before us, the sons used to beat up the father. There was never a lot of love in the house. So negativity, of course,
Right.
negativity. And,
Right.
But what this was not there at that time. This was something new that came in when I made the change, when I tried to change my life. And like I said, you could literally hear the walls buckling under the weight.
Oh wow.
And I had some investigators in there one time, and we had remember the old cell phone, the cell detectors, the EMF detectors.
Right.
You could go up, and it would beep louder, and as you came down, it would start to slow down. So whatever it was hanging from the roof. It was not on the floor coming up; it was on the roof coming down. So
Wow.
that was just, a very surreal, very creepy thing. It was just crazy, and that house, there's a bunch of stories at that house, but that's just one of them that I dealt with and lived with while I was there.
Right.
So, it was crazy though. I will tell you that it was nuts.
Nah, I don't mind spirits. That's good spirits, but bad spirits, they gotta go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
They gotta go.
I saw this thing one night in I guess you call it your mind's eye. It was crouched down in the corner of the attic. It was darker than the darkness.
Wow.
And I could see it. And it was just crazy. But it was the kind of house that people write scary movies about. Scary books, scary movies.
Right. And you lived through it.
I lived through it. I
No.
very much lived through it. And no, it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm perfectly fine.
That's what I was gonna say. It's hard to scare George for all the time that I've known him. I don't know about back then because I didn't know him when he had that house. Right. But for him to say, that's one of the creepier things that happened to him, I feel it says a lot because he's not that guy,
Mm-hmm. Right.
That would have scared me too.
Hell yeah.
I think that would scare anybody.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, they crazy.
That's my story. Yeah, I'm sticking to it.
Right? Exactly.
Can't tell me nothing.
What about you, Timmy?
Oh, I've got lots of them.
Well, good. Tell us one.
Which one you want? The true ones or the?
Lie to me, Timmy. Lie to me.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a funeral home. Actually, we moved up here in the '75, I believe, and my parents got the chance to buy an old funeral home, and they bought it, and that's what I grew up in until I was 16. Moved to Iron Mountain when I was 17, but we had lots of stuff going on there. You could literally hear people walking upstairs all day long. And
wow.
It was actually 2 apartments, but my dad made it one big house. So the upstairs had kitchen, bathrooms, had everything another house had, but it was just for us kids. And my parents had a bedroom downstairs. But you could be downstairs at any time of the day and hear somebody running and walking across the floor upstairs, and you could walk up through the house, look everywhere, never find anything.
And as a child, that would be scary.
Yeah, well, see, my sisters always said that they thought it was haunted, but I never really got scared until my brother came home drunk one time, snuck upstairs and kicked my bedroom door down.
Oh no!
Because I didn't have any lights on or nothing. I don't remember what I was doing, but he kicked my door open because he thought somebody broke into the house. And then after that, it changed everything for me. It's like it stirred everything up in the house.
Oh wow!
It could have.
Yeah, we had steps, people coming up the basement steps and literally just stomping. You could feel it in the floor when they were walking up these steps. And we're all sitting around the kitchen table, and it got to the top step, and we had a really squeaky basement door. And 3 of our friends were sitting at the table with me. And as soon as that top basement door started opening, the 2 biggest guys slammed themselves against the door and we're holding it shut.
Oh,
Wow.
And yeah, we literally went down, checked, see where the noise came from, where it came from. Well, actually, we left first. We ran out the back door, and then my friends got all, we should, we shouldn't be scared of this. Let's go check it out. Let's see what the hell's going on. And then we get back there, and there was nothing there, but I saw them run like girls.
Oh gosh. You think maybe with your brother coming home drunk and something scared him that bad, that energy he had maybe stirred it up?
Yeah, that and he passed away like that year.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, he got killed in a drunk driving accident.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, he's yeah, he was cool. He was a rock star.
No, I just wanted to. That was from, I guess, when the sheet was sitting on my hair, kind of folded it down, but no, my hair isn't usually like that. Actually, I need a haircut.
Was it,
That's cool.
that maybe
I usually try to.
scary?
You want to borrow my hat? I'll give him a hat, man.
Yeah, flip it to the camera.
Right.
I'll take it. Here, you can wear mine.
Nice.
Stir that cauldron, girl. Stir that cauldron.
Tim, if somebody asked if that's your real hair, is that your real hair?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
all me.
Okay. Somebody asked if that was your real hair. I want to show you something if I may, man. This was me quite a while back. I don't know if you could see that or not. I don't know if you could make that out, but that was me with my long hair.
Wow.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I had long hair back in the day, but I had to I got a job and had to cut it.
Oh,
That was like, man. So I know what it's like to have long hair. I used to love it, but I couldn't do it now, bro. I could not do it now because it gets this long and then it starts tickling the ears,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
once
nope.
you get used to it short. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once you get used to it short, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this is the
awesome.
first time I've ever grown it out since I was in high school. All my friends grew theirs out like rock stars and stuff, but I could never do it. My parents wouldn't let me.
All right on.
So I told Laura when I turned 50 that I'm gonna grow my hair for a full year and see what it looks like. That's on my bucket list.
Nice.
And
Well,
it's-
look
it's
good.
just
I
from
keep it long.
February 21st. Now,
Really?
next February 21st, I'll probably cut it, but she doesn't want me to.
I like it.
No, I like it too. You'll have both of us on you.
There you go.
Hey, what up, Bo?
Grabbing my butt from the back and finding out it's a man.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
That would be fun.
If it's a firm grip, I'm not turning around. I'm just running.
Aw.
That's funny.
Tim, can I get a signed picture? Look at that. They want your autograph, brother. Hell yes.
Yep, it looks nice. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go get my phone so I can read y'all my story.
All right.
All right.
So let me tell y'all. This is not a scary story, but it's just so odd that it's like, what the hell? Kind of Twilight Zone shit. Okay, here we go. So, about 25 years ago, I'm really into omens, and I'm really into, and of course, my guys have heard this. I don't know if y'all have. I'm really into omens, superstition, and everything. And I remember it was the day Anaconda came out, the first Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez. And I had taken my brother, and me and my brother came home, and my aunts were there. My aunt was there, and my uncle, and they had planted some trees in the back. And there was a ceiling fan that did not work. And we were talking about my great grandma who had passed away recently, and all of a sudden the fan started spinning by itself, right? And we were like, what the hell? Why is that spinning? And we're like, okay, whatever, right? Because we weren't all like, oh, getting spooked out. The way, like now it's real out there. It was just like, okay, maybe it's whatever. So everybody leaves, and me and my mom are watching TV. And in Hispanic culture, if a bird flies into your house, it's an omen that someone's going to die. And I don't know if that's an omen in other countries and other cities and whatever, but cultures, I'm sorry. And so this bird flies into the house and he sits at the head of the table. And I look at my mom and I'm like scared. I'm scared, like I want to call my dad, and I go, Mom, I want to call Dad. And she goes, Madeline, you're being stupid, because she knows the omen, and I think she got scared, And what's up? I got me a mustache. I'm the bearded lady. So I freak out. My mom freaks out, but she throws it off as just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all go to bed. Nothing happens, and around between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, my mom comes into the room, and she's like, "Your dad just died. Your dad just died." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And the first thing I was just like, "Oh shit, I'm okay. Now I have to be, the strong person for everybody else." In my head, I was 20, and nobody could get a hold of us. The phone was ringing and ringing and ringing. So since my mom and my dad were divorced, they went to my grandparents' house because they're put as next of kin, right? So they were there. And so they're trying to call my mom. They had to look through the phone book. Remember phone books?
Oh, yeah.
Look through the phone book, find the neighbor, and get the neighbor to come. And she says, Sarah, you need a call. Don't get mad. It's a man or a woman. Yes. Oh, I'm all woman. So, we're like, what? So they had to get Sarah a call. You got to call your in-laws because something happened to Anthony. Like, okay. So he calls. She calls, and my dad had passed away, right?
Aww.
But it was just so crazy that omens are real. And
They are.
and has always said this, once you learn them, you can't unlearn them. So you're
Right.
always I'm always on alert. I'm always like, oh my God, does this mean that? Does this mean that? And most often than not, it is.
Mhm.
They're true. And it's just a scary thing to know. And it's a scary thing to go through.
It is.
Because you kind of put your guard down because you're like, it's just an old wives' tale. And then it comes,
Until it happens.
holy cow.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what got me into the paranormal, was that, I always read books, but wanting to know more about it because it was true. So there's got to be something to it,
That's right.
So that's what got me into all this. And whoo, it was quite an experience.
I can imagine. The one in the picture with the has dark hair, huh?
I don't know. The one in the top picture has dark hair.
Top picture has dark hair. Okay.
I guess they're talking about you, Morticia.
Morticia.
Morticia. Yes.
Sure.
Da-na-na-na.
Okay, I'll read
Right.
mine just for Kimmy.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
No.
Uncover your ears.
Let me explain this for a minute. We
Okay.
decided to do this show, right? So all month long, she has been, oh, I got a story for you, Kimmy. It's just for you.
Nice.
And then she wants to go ahead and tell Laura now, so she kicks me out of the chat to go tell them so that way they'll know ahead of time.
Well, I just wanted to know, should I or shouldn't I do it? And they said, yeah, do it.
Thanks, Anthony.
Okay. There was a little girl who really loved dolls.
Oh, look at her eyes.
She had a big collection of them in her bedroom. One day, while she was browsing through the shop on her own, she spotted a really beautiful doll. It would make a perfect addition to her collection. She only hoped she had enough money to buy it. "How much is the doll, ma'am?" she asked the old woman behind the counter. "This doll is not for sale," replied the woman. "But it is so beautiful," said the girl. "I really want it." The old woman became irritated. She said, "I told you it is not for sale." "Well, why not?" "Because this doll is cursed." "Well, that's okay. I don't mind." She says, "I'm not going to sell it to you, but if you really must have it, go ahead and take it. It's yours. But if something happens, don't blame me." "Oh, yes, thank you, said the girl, smiling, and she grabbed the doll and walked out of the shop. The little girl was so delighted to get the doll for free that she ran all the way home carrying it in her arms. When she got home to the apartment building, she went into the lobby. It was deserted. She stood there waiting for the elevator to arrive. The doors opened, and she stepped inside, clutching her new doll tightly. The doors closed, but the elevator did not move. The little girl got scared and began trembling with fear. "Oh my God," she said, "is this the curse of the doll?" Suddenly, she felt the doll move in her arms. Ever so slowly, its head turned to face her. The little girl wanted to scream, but she couldn't make a sound. The doll's eyelids fluttered open. It stared at her with her lifeless glass eyes, and it finally said, with the mouth open, it said, "Push the button to go up, bitch."
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Are you going to slap me now?
Yes.
What's up?
So bad.
Did you?
So,
Kimmy's going to slap me. I'm sorry, Kimmy. I had to do it.
I got another picture I want to show you. I went to this estate sale, and I was talking to the person that told me about the sale, and there was this doll there, and I asked him, why did he leave it behind? And look at this thing, man. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
And he said when
It's like Kimmy.
he decided to go and buy it after we had talked about it, and he said somebody had bought it already.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, because I sent him a text as a joke, dude, you left this priceless possession behind or something like that. And yeah, he went back to buy it, and somebody bought it. I'm like, who would buy that, man? Yeah,
Wow.
not creepy at all, right? Yeah, like who would buy this doll? But somebody did, man. Somebody did.
Not me.
Eric,
Oh.
this freaking doll you've ever seen, I don't care. No.
Yeah.
I didn't show you the doll. I just read about her. Oh, that's funny.
Hot flash going over.
I almost bought it.
Hello.
Batman.
There you go.
I didn't want to wear the sheet no more, so I put on my Batman shirt. And well, I mean, people come by my apartment all the time and had to go answer the door. So
And
then I'm like,
you
well,
didn't
I want
open
to
the door with the sheet over your head.
I should have.
Yep. That's funny.
I did accidentally fart in that ghost blanket.
Before you took it off, you should have did like at least one run by the window, Like, so people are gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Right?
Be like, "Ooh," you know?
Right.
Run out in the yard.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Has a cape on the back too.
Oh, wow.
nice.
That's
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I love me
Cool.
some
Is that-
Batman. I love Batman.
So it's not a long one, but it's
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
good.
Batman and
Nice.
Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
More Batman than Superman.
Yep.
Batman.
I got a tattoo of Superman on my shoulder.
Oh, that's cool. You see, you are Bon Jovi.
Well, I got one Batman on this side now.
There you go. There
Batman.
you go.
You grow up idolizing these guys, and
That's
Got it.
right.
Oh yeah. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted a tattoo of Beavis and Butthead.
Wow.
I can never bring myself to do it, but I always wanted one. Beavis and Butter.
That's cool.
I need
Do you have a spooky story, Adam?
Hi, Jeff.
I mean, just from what I've read and stuff like that, it's not so much spooky. I thought this was a really really nice story I read in the book that I have, and the mother was home. It was nighttime. The mother was in the living room reading. She heard a noise outside of her house, the window in the alley. She peeked out, saw a man standing there in the shadow. She called the police. They said they'll be there soon. And while she was standing there, she heard her daughter in the other room, not so much like whimpering, but like, I guess just making, like she was there. So no, she went to go check on her daughter, and she saw a man leaning over her daughter's bed. And
Oh, wow.
she, freaked out, thinking somebody was in there trying to get the daughter. And she asked, "Who are you?" And the guy like stood up, turned around, and looked at the wife, and it was her husband that passed away a couple of years earlier.
Wow.
And before she can like take it in, like he disappeared right in front of her. And the next second, there was a knock on her front door, and it was the police coming in to make sure that she was okay, and that the police was saying like the police she told them, "Oh, we're fine, we're here, me and my daughter, we're good." And then the officer was all like, "You're lucky that your husband was home, or else this guy was going to come in here and hurt you and rob you."
Oh, my
And so
Lord.
the woman was all like, "What do you mean my husband was here?" And like the cop was saying, the burglar who was outside her house, her window, kept trying to come in, but he kept seeing like this big man standing next to her as she was reading. But then he'll try to come into the window where the daughter was at, and that he saw the same man standing over the daughter's bed, like he was singing to her.
Wow.
And that, what was it? And then the ladies are like, "Well, officer, there's nobody here but me and my daughter. My husband died a couple of years ago," and like the officer like give her a look like, "Oh, okay,
Right.
say good night, and we're here to help," and he left. And that she was just saying like, even though like the husband is gone, like she still was thankful enough to get a glimpse of him and
Right.
to know that he's
He
still
was
there
protecting
watching
them.
over them. Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So I
That
mean,
gave me chills.
I know, and I like that story because it's a nice story, and it's not,
Mhm.
I like that all ghost stories don't have to be spooky or scary,
right.
or someone
That's
was
right.
possessed, or someone had this chair thrown at them. It was somebody coming back to
To protect his
look after their
family.
loved one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a cool story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing them ones.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine what the burglar thought though when he found out it was a ghost? Though?
Mhm.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I bet that'd make him think twice before he's gonna break back into her house.
Right.
What would have been wild is if the ghost went through the wall and chased him down, and beat the hell out of it.
Right?
I just turned around and glared at him in his eyes.
Right. I'm just
Look
saying,
at
One wrist.
Yeah, that was a cool story.
that was a very cool story. I
Mhm.
like stories like that. And you're right. It doesn't necessarily, ghost stories don't necessarily have to be like of something evil or mean or anything
That's
like
right.
that. Yeah,
That's right.
that's awesome.
Yeah, you were talking about your little heater a little bit ago, Laura. When we lived in Florida, there was all kinds of spirits in that house. We were in the kitchen cooking, and the dryer comes on, and I said, "What the hell?" And I go turn the dryer off and go back to the kitchen. Misty and we were in there cooking, and dryer came back on again. So we thought maybe it had a short, but it wasn't an old dryer. So I said, "Okay, I'll fix this," and I just went and unplugged it. Went back in the kitchen, and the dryer come on again.
Wow, unplugged.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me twice. We've unplugged something and it came on after it was unplugged.
Stereo.
Yeah.
Wow.
My son had a stereo up in his room, one of those big CD players
Mm-hmm.
with the two speakers that you could put on one side of the room and one on the
Right.
other. And all of a sudden one night, about midnight, my friend came over and we were watching UFC. And all of a sudden that radio came on blaring full blast. And it shook us. But we went up
I
there.
can imagine.
The first thing I said, my friend said, is you got it programmed like an alarm clock to come on? I'm like, I don't think that radio has it, but so we unplugged it, came downstairs, started watching it again, and all of a sudden, boom, it came on blaring again. And we went up there and the plug-in was out of the wall.
Wow.
By the time we got up to the room, though, it had stopped. And we got in the room and it was unplugged.
Wow.
That's
So
crazy.
whatever it was wouldn't let us actually hear it and see it while we were, physically there. But as soon as we got to the room, the music stopped.
Right.
So it was like toying with us.
He was
Right.
just letting you know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why
I
do
was
you
laying,
think they want us to know though? What is their purpose of them messing around like that? Is it just to get a laugh on the other side, or are they trying to tell us something? What do you
I've often wondered the same thing, Maddie.
Yeah.
I imagine that would be funny for a dead person. Let's do it.
Yeah, it happened a few times after that. We took it apart and put it in the spare room, and we haven't had any surprise jams. So.
Yeah.
So maybe they're bored and playing games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was laying in the bed reading one night, and all my grandkids were in the bedroom with me. They're sleeping. I wasn't reading. I was laying there, and they were all in there. So I had the lights turn out because they had to get up and go to school the next morning. And I was said to myself, I was thinking to myself, I wish I could read. And the lights in the bedroom came on.
No.
Yeah, I promise you they did. And I said, no, I can't read. The babies are asleep. And the light went back off.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, like the house that I live in right now, this was my grandmother's house. My grandparents bought this house this house was built about 1920, thereabouts. They bought this house in like 1925, 1930. This house cost, when they bought it, was $3,000.
Wow.
Which was, I mean, it's not very much now, but back then that was like, you could, I mean,
That's
it
a
was
lot
like
of money.
asking for $1 million, but they bought the house, and like years after my grandfather died, my grandmother lived here, and she lived here until she died. But as kids, we would spend the night in the house, and we were spending the night one night, and the hall light turned on. It was back those switches that you pop, you push, and they had to pop. They had that click. it went on, and we heard it. We're grandma, the light in the hall just turned on. She's like, "Don't worry about it. It's my ghost. It'll go off in a minute." You know, just don't worry about it. And a few minutes later, pop, it went off. I'm like,
Wow.
okay. There's something you don't see every day, but all right.
Right.
Right, and you can learn to coexist with it because this is the house that I'm at right now, and I still live here.
Mhm.
And my grandmother's passed away in late 70s, early 80s, and but I still hear footsteps, and nobody's here but me. It's such a common thing that it's just not even thought about anymore.
Right.
One day, I was taking a shower, and my dad would come in, and the first thing he'd do is go pop, 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 knock on the bathroom door, let me know he's there. Pop, pop, pop. And I was like, okay, Dad's home. And then he walked in about 30 minutes later, and I'm like, I thought you were home. He's like, no, I just got here.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Oh.
And Maddie's been in my house. There's nothing creepy about it. It's just there's ghosts here.
Right.
And growing up in that kind of household, it was very much things happen, and sometimes they're unexplainable, but they happen, and it's okay.
It was part of life.
Yeah, very much so. It was just part of life.
Yeah. Don't think anything about it.
Yeah, everything's cool.
And I think that one time we were there reviewing some evidence at your place, and then we were hearing stuff all over the house.
Oh yeah.
We've been there playing, card games and everything, and not hear anything. And it was so weird that at the time I don't know if it was our mind was opened up because we were looking for evidence or what it was in another area that we had tried to investigate, and not even about his house or anything. Yeah. And was that it? Like, that's why we could hear the other stuff going on in your house, where when we're playing games like cards or whatever, we don't hear anything
because you weren't open to it. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, like, I've done investigations and I've had stuff follow me home, but whatever's in this house, it don't let anything come in. This house is like very much like, oh hell no, you ain't doing this. You ain't doing this. Mofo, get away. You ain't.
Well, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Sorry.
Yeah. This house is it's fun living in it. I mean, but nothing terrible.
Yeah. As long as they're not bad, I'll share my home with them.
Oh yeah. No, ain't nothing bad here. Nothing bad at all.
Your grandmother's probably keeping them in line.
Oh yeah, she don't play no games. She's a kind of a go pick your switch that you're gonna get hit with kind of woman.
Right.
Like, oh hell no, you ain't coming to this house.
Them days.
Yeah, I remember them days too. I've had to go pick quite a few switches.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And don't find the smallest switch you can find. You know, they hurt so bad.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Don't pick a small switch, because I'll go out there and pick a switch." It's like,
yeah, I've heard that before too.
Yep, then they've done that.
That's
my mom had a board.
Ooh,
about a foot and a half long, and it literally said Board of Education on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You gonna total line, huh?
Yeah, we knew that what that was for sure.
Right.
I'm the only one that used it though. I'm the only hell my mom ever raised.
Man,
oh,
sounds familiar to me too, man.
Yep. It's kind of kind of similar to Maddie's story, I think, to where, when my grandfather came over from France, he had a like an antique clock that it was like those little, like those big tall ones that stand up, but it was for like a little mantle.
Okay.
And mantle clocks, I think they're called. But anytime anybody in our family used, it never worked since they brought it over here. But every time somebody passes in our family, it dings off.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
Wow.
the word.
Wow.
Like it's warning, not warning you, but giving you a heads up that
Right.
be ready, prepare yourself. And I mean, that's the good part about the omens, you know. But when you let your guard down thinking, oh, I'm just being silly, or oh, I'm reading too much into it, and then it's like, oh shit, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so now that I'm older, I kind of take it, you know, like, woof, well, just be ready.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever think it was For Whom the Bell Tolls? You know what I mean? Like when it ring, or the Metallica song, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Time like this. You know? I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, why not?
No.
For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah.
It is.
Tim and Laura, if I can ask you, did you ever go back and look at that video that you when you were showing us around the basement?
Yeah,
Did you see that shadow person standing back there?
I saw the shadow. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. That's just
That would be
very
nuts.
strange. And we heard the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we get that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, I've seen a black shadow out in the garage twice now.
Yeah, that's what when we did that live, when I took him downstairs,
Mhm.
he saw a shadow person in the garage.
Yeah, this last time it was an older guy. He was kind of hunched over, but he had like I don't know what kind of hat them are called. It looks like almost like a cowboy hat, but it's only got this short brim.
You see, George? That's what we saw in your house.
At my house?
What do they
No,
call
it-
At your house, at your house, yeah.
what do they call them? Like derbies or something? What are them hats called?
Are you talking about like the fedoras? The
Fedoras, that's
fedoras?
it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. It
Y'all
was
saw that, Maddie?
Yep,
Yes!
I saw that. It was a
Yeah.
black shadow. It walked right in front of the window, and the black literally you couldn't see through it. And then when it got to the other side of the window, it just dissipated, like it fell
Just
apart.
disappeared.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Deb, we went back. Well, George went back and looked because he wanted to hear that voice again, or validate that he had heard it. So he went back to watch it, and he's all, Maddie, get back on. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I get on, and then we start watching the rest of it. So we did hear the voice. We keep watching it, and there's a shadow, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, is that Laura's shadow? But no, because Laura's shadow's on the other side. And
Yeah.
it had this hat, and I don't know, it didn't, like, his arms looked weird, right, George?
Yeah, they look like nubs. They weren't even full arms. They were like from right here or something like that. They look nubby.
Wow.
But that's weird because we haven't talked to Tim. I didn't even mention it to Laura.
No.
So that's crazy for you to
Wow.
know about the hat and everything. And he was a shadow.
Yeah, it was darker than the room. You could definitely
That is
darker than the room.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do another investigation down there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Let us know. We'll fly in. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
You guys are welcome anytime too.
And yes.
party at Laura's.
Yeah. You like
Are
cold weather? If you like cold weather, it's a perfect place to visit.
Man, I can deal with it.
No thanks. I'll come in the summer.
Nice.
Phew.
Y'all got what, 9 inches the other day?
What's that?
9 inches of snow the other day you got?
We got over a foot of snow.
Yeah, we had over a foot.
Wow.
No. No, thank you.
I mean, that's got to be crazy because like here where we live, in San Antonio, I mean, if it rains too much, people drive. There's wrecks and people drive stupid. It's like
Right.
it was ice. Like when it snowed here, I think last year, year before. Oh, it was I mean, nobody left their house, and y'all were probably like,
down. They shut the city down.
yeah, they shut the city down, and y'all would probably be like, oh, it's just the weather, you know. And that's like
on ours, we're lucky to get a two-hour school delay for a foot of snow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
They shut us down for a week.
They won't cancel our school unless there's 30 inches of snow
Or it's like negative 50 degrees
or
out.
negative 50.
Oh my goodness. Does it ever get that cold?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh heck.
But y'all are built for that. I mean, y'all get it. I mean, y'all are used. I don't say y'all are used to it, but y'all are used to it more than you know people that like us that live in a tropical climate where, you know, our Christmas, if it's hot, I mean, if it's cool, we're lucky. You know what I mean?
No.
Christmas Day is t-shirts and jeans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm always aggravating them. They're like,
Now, when we were in Texas, that heat was extra rough on me.
oh, I imagine.
I never experienced heat like that before.
Oh no, man. And see, that's it. It's y'all's climate. It's our climate. This is what we're used to, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I would never get used to that kind of cold.
No, I don't know.
The flops, yeah.
I would have to tell people I'm Eskimo.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I need one of those dogs with the barrel on his neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, St. Bernard.
Yeah, with the red tag.
Yeah.
Come to my rescue. Come to my rescue. Hell yeah.
Carry barrel.
Mm-mm.
Make sure it's a whiskey barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I want it to be cold.
That's the barrel full of brandy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wear shorts in negative weather.
No.
Not me.
Oh, you're a better man than I.
I'm cold if it gets 60.
Right.
Tell me barrel, I'm like 74, and I'm like, buh.
I could not imagine.
It's like they say here, you use your heater at night and your air conditioning during the day.
Right?
Really, it's a true thing.
It
Use your
is.
heater at night, the AC during the day.
That's how it is here.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know, I guess we just get used to our own climates. You know, where we're
That's
from.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Adapt.
As long as it doesn't affect the ghost, I'm cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
If they get too cold, you can be mad, huh?
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow.
So, what's y'all's plans for tomorrow? Y'all doing anything cool or?
I'm just gonna go over to my sister's and play some scary music and give out candy and light a fire. Fire it up.
That'd be fun.
Fire.
You remember on The Crow? It was like Hell's Night. And it got fire it up. Fire it up.
Get you some marshmallows.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea.
Go roast some marshmallows.
Now I don't have to throw my sister's kids in the fire.
I hear you. I hear you.
I don't know. I think I'm going on with my nephews, and we'll probably hand out candy there for a little bit, and then I'll go home and try not to hit any kids on the way.
Right?
It's like get out the road, get out the road.
They're too excited. They don't even realize they're in the road.
Right.
Got to be careful.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's what I think we're gonna do. Just hand out candy at my nephew's house.
Yeah.
We have.
Go ahead.
So we have about 100 kids come through our neighborhood in Halloween. So I'll be out in the yard.
Nice.
Cool. We got our grandbabies coming over. One of them is just old enough to start eating candy now. So that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Nice.
We're just doing candy tomorrow too.
The drive-by candy throwing out the window of the car. Here, take it. Take it.
Like riding in a parade, throwing it out.
Yeah. We'll look next to a group of kids and go, here, take my candy. Take this candy. Right. No. No. Honestly, I'm not that mean. I'm not that mean in person in real life.
That's right.
He's a teddy bear.
I'm a good guy. I'm a lovable guy.
You, Adam, what are you doing? Getting high and getting some hookers?
Just one hooker. I could only afford one.
Oh,
You can only get one. That's funny.
Adam, you always get picked on like this, man.
They picked
What's
on
that?
you all the time, Adam.
Mhm.
no, we love
Uh,
our best.
not at all.
He's sweet as pie.
If y'all don't mind, I do have one more story I'd like to tell you.
Sure.
This happened at the house that I used to have. I went out on Christmas night one year. I'm talking, this must have been like 20 years ago. And I got home, and I laid down, laid in bed, and I felt something stroking the back of my hair. I was laying on my side. I felt something stroking the back of my hair, and I woke up, and I'm like, I'm by myself, you know? I know this. And I kind of reached back, and I rolled over on my back, and I like had my blankets like this, you know, like, and I was like, and I could hear breathing, but it sounded like a cat purring, only deeper.
Wow.
Really guttural, like a, I mean, just nasty sounding. And I looked around my room, and of course I didn't see anything. So I, you know, jumped up, grabbed my jogging pants, and I was out of there. And
Right.
I was gone.
Would
I
too.
luckily, I mean, I like not even shoes. Just I went. Luckily, my parents live next door to me, and so I went over there, and I left my light on in my room. And where I'm sitting, to my right, there's a window that looks exactly into my bedroom. That I was, and I literally sat there all night looking from this window into that window to see if I could see anything moving,
Wow.
and
Wow.
nothing. Well, the next day, my uniforms were over there, so I walked in, grabbed my uniforms, and walked out. Got dressed, and I was like, after I got out of work, I called a friend of mine up. I was like, "Hey, dude, some weird shit happened in my house. Can you have my back on this? Can you come over?" This was way before I was paranormal investigating. So we walk in, and there was this smell, man, in my house that I couldn't put my finger on it, but it took me about a week to think about it. And you know the incense that they use at the funerals that they go around the bodies with?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's the smell that was in my house.
Wow.
And I was like, I talked to my mom, and she's like, as soon as you walk in, bless the doors, and then start going room by room and blessing each room, and bless the windows and all that stuff. So I walked in, and it was such a weird smell that it kind of took us back, and we just started kind of picking up and cleaning. I don't know why we didn't do what she was going to do, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I'll be right back. I'm going to go over to my parents to get a broom." And he's like, "You're not leaving me here." No, you ain't leaving me here. So the smell had gone away. It's not the kind of smell you get used to, but it had actually gone away. And when
Right.
we came back, the smell was back.
Wow.
And I was like, "Dude, it's back. You smell it?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I put the broom down, and I grabbed the holy water, and I blessed the front door, blessed the side door. When I blessed the back door, the smell vanished. It went away.
Wow.
After that night, I moved out of that house for probably about 3 years. And I left the holy water that I had on this counter. Literally left everything there. I walked out, left the holy water on the counter.
I can't say I blame you.
I walked in there. I don't know how much later. Probably it was years, literally like 3 years later. I mean, like 3 years later. And I walked in and you grabbed the. I looked at the jar of holy water. The house felt totally different. It felt brighter. It felt high. It felt brighter. It felt totally different. And I walked by the holy water, and as I looked, there was stuff floating in it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was almost like it looked like almost like, you know how when you look at an abalone shell, it's got all those different colors?
Mhm.
That stuff was floating in it.
I wonder if the holy water absorbed it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
But-
if it felt lighter, maybe.
Yeah, it felt way lighter, way different. As a matter of fact, I moved back in, but then it started up again in like the other way. That's when this other thing came in, and I don't know where that came from, but it was
Wow.
when I changed my life. But that's what happened in that house that time. I probably about literally I'd walk in there, and I would time myself. I got to stand here in the living room for 5 minutes, just stand there, and I would stand there, and I'm like, I can't do it. I walk out, close the door behind me.
Wow.
So I kept building up to where I felt, and then when I finally did walk in there that one day, literally like sunshine was coming through the windows, and it looked different.
Wow.
Wow.
But I mean, it was totally crazy. I've had a really weird life. Man.
It sounds like it. Interesting. Hi,
Yeah.
Adriana.
Adriana!
Don't you look cute? I like the hat.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. Always late. I'm always late.
You're here.
You're
Yeah, I
fashionably late. No, it's okay, girl.
You here. That's what counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you have fun?
Leo.
You did a
I
ghost
had
tour
some-
today.
I had so much fun today.
What'd you do?
Yes, I did.
What
And
did you do?
I went on a. Mhm. I went on a bus. I went on a bus tour, and we went to. It's lagging. I'm sorry. It's lagging.
It's not like
we-
on our end, is
we
it?
went.
Fine on our end.
Yeah, it's lagging a little bit. Oh, I'm hearing an echo. I'm sorry. And we went on a bus tour. There we go. Okay. And we okay. We went as soon as we catch up. As soon as we catch up. Anyway, we went to 3 cemeteries. We went to 3 cemeteries today.
Wow. Uh-oh.
And we went to 2 places where oh geez, and 3 and 2 where they had witch trials where they te- they tested and one there was a lake. They tested the witches. Of course, everyone failed. Let me get out and I'll come back in.
Okay.
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 All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she had a bad leg.
Yeah, that's hard to talk when you can hear yourself talk.
Mm-hmm.
Echo, echo, echo.
I had a bad lag the other day. One of the shows the other day. So yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Maybe she comes back, it'll be fixed.
Well, that sounds cool. She went on a tour. She got to see a couple of cemeteries, right? And went to the lake where they did the witch trials. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was in what I thought. That would be scary. Oh no.
Not my Cheez-Its.
Oh gosh. I better hope they didn't eat all his Cheez-Its.
I'm gonna be upset.
Here she comes.
That's
Is that
better?
better? You were fine to us.
Yeah, it wasn't making.
I heard echoing on my end, so I don't hear it now. So
Good.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So where were the witch trials held at? In Connecticut?
Yeah. So they had a little lake. Some lake, yes, some lake in Connecticut, and they, of course, you didn't pass the test because you either drowned or they killed you, and they and then we went to a witch memorial. Witch memorial, and to honor the Connecticut, a Connecticut witch who was killed.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool.
Sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Did you do any investigations at the cemetery, or y'all just rode by them?
No, we actually went in, and the host of the tour said some of the stories. Said some of the stories about the cemetery and about the people that are buried there. And
Cool.
and then our last one was at a haunted Connecticut restaurant.
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any spirits?
Yes. Yep. And we had some good food, a nice buffet, and they took us. Yes, and we like I said, we had a nice buffet.
Ooh, buffet.
Yeah.
In groups, and we saw, and we. And the different levels, and we could investigate.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, do you
Yeah.
see any cool places you're gonna go back to later?
Yeah. 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 This restaurant it's now a restaurant. Yeah. It used to be a bank.
Wow.
They turned a bank into a restaurant. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
That's some history.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of restaurants haunt me later. After
Yeah, man. I had me a restaurant haunt me last night while
I've
we
never
were
been to a haunted restaurant, but I've been haunted after I left.
Yeah. 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 And I picked up a treasure today.
Yeah, all right. What'd you get? What kind of treasure did you get?
Okay. So I found
Florida, I think.
this is a rock.
Oh,
Ooh, that's cool.
Rock on.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
where does the roll go in at?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rolls are at the buffet.
Oh, yeah. Other ones like here, there's a restaurant that throws rolls at you.
Yeah. So it was laying there. It was laying there, and it was laying there, and I almost I almost tripped over it.
Wow.
Wow.
And I looked to see if there were any other rocks like it, and there were none.
So
Ooh.
so that rock told you to take you home?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Pick
Oh
me
yeah.
up. Take me home. Do you know what kind of rock it is?
Rock. I was kidding.
That's what I would have said.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a special kind of rock? I mean, is it crystals or quartz or something you can tell?
I don't know. It could be a quartz. It could be a quartz of some kind.
It looks like it. It's really pretty.
Mhm.
I had to remember.
Jerry said that.
That's bad, Jeremy.
Yeah.
His wife don't see that. Oh.
Uh,
Went to the witch doctor and he said, ooh,
That's not a witch doctor you went to. That's a divorce lawyer.
That's funny.
That was good. That was hilarious.
Yep. Well, did you want to tell us a story, Adriana?
I could tell a story if you want.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. I used to. Yeah.
Did, huh?
Yeah. I used to live in 3 haunted houses, and it's and one time yeah, it's lagging. I hear an echo on my side. Is there any way
That's
to
okay.
get rid of it?
No, it sounds good on my end.
Let me mute myself.
I'll mute too. See.
I don't know.
Is that any better?
I don't know. Is that better?
Well, you was fine to us.
Okay. No, I heard. Okay, I don't hear an echo now. I'm sorry. Okay, that's okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. Okay.
You okay?
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, um, I would hear like a party at night in the living room, in the front room,
Wow.
and I would be scared to go downstairs when I heard the all the music and the people talking. Yeah. And so one night I went downstairs and I saw the room and they were dressed as flappers in the 20s. And and the gentlemen were dressed in suits, but with like white pointy shoes. And as soon as they saw me, they stopped. hmm And
Did,
so every night I had this in this apartment, in this house, and I would see the furniture, I would see I would hear the radio. They had a radio, and I got used to it after a while because I figured they were having fun, you know.
that's awesome.
hmm
If that was going on in my house, I would let it happen. I'd be like, oh, have at it. Man, I'm cool with that.
Ah,
On the
That
drinks.
happened at my house. I tell them y'all can't party without me.
Right.
But hmm
But where's my invite?
Mm-hmm.
hmm and the yeah, and the best part of it was that they cleaned up after themselves.
Wow.
Right. Right.
Wow.
That's right.
You don't
That's
get that
awesome.
very often.
No.
Mm-mm. For sure.
I'd have reported him for that. Yeah.
Right.
Leave out some cookies or something.
Right, right. Some party snacks.
Yeah.
Forget Santa.
Yeah. Pray for him to do some chores.
hmm
That's crazy.
The small apartment that I lived in before that house, um, I think I had said it on Maddie's show. I'm not sure, but it was on the news that someone had killed his girlfriend in the house,
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
and I and at the time I was watching the news and I said, "Oh, that's right near me. That's right near us, right?" And I I told my husband at the time, I said, "That's going to be our next place. We're going to move in there. We're going to rent it." And of course, my husband said, "Oh no, we're not going to. No, no, no. I wouldn't
Right.
live there. I wouldn't live there. No, no, no." Well, 6 months later, we moved in.
Oh,
What mama wants, mama gets.
Yep.
And your husband wasn't happy about it, huh?
No, he wasn't. No, no. no, no. But the weird thing was that it was that there was wallpaper in a certain part of the room, and it would always have a stain on it, you know, and it would fall apart. We painted the room. We took the wallpaper off. We tried to fix it, and it never went away.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's Scully.
Right. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Mm.
So
She
one
just
day,
She wanted y'all to
got
know she was
so
there.
frustrated. Yeah, I got so frustrated that I said, "Oh, screw this!" Right? And I peeled back what was left of a paper, and there was like writing underneath behind on the wall, and it was written in blood, and it was
Oh,
No.
like it was his like saying, uh, you know, she's no good and all nasty stuff about this person, and I know it was blood, you know,
wow.
and they tried to cover it up, but it always kept coming back, you know.
Wow.
I guess that was Spirit's way of not being forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah. I've heard
Yeah.
of that with carpets and curtains too. I've heard the same thing.
No,
Yeah.
y'all not gonna clean up and forget me. I'm gonna show y'all I was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that one, I know there's one somewhere. I don't know if it was a university or what, where the college student was dead and they didn't find her for a while. And like to this day, it's still, I don't know what the hell, if it was the juices or what it was, but there you can still see them. Even if they try to clean it and clean it and clean it,
And it just won't. That's
Yes.
crazy.
go away.
She was juicy.
Well, you know, when you pass on and start to,
Was she squishy? Can you imagine like
ew. But
disgusting?
and I think they didn't take it out because it was like concrete. I gotta find out what that is. I bet you if I look it up, it's somewhere.
Right?
Well, yeah, as the body starts to decompose, I imagine strange things start to happen.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm freaked out by that drain in Laura's house. You know, Laura, I cannot stop thinking about that damn drain.
The well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll take it. I'll have Tim take it off so you can see down there.
Oh, that's
Right.
is it pouring, Maddie, or you just got it in your mind?
I
What's
just-
that noise?
every time I think about that interview, or like when I think about dead bodies and stuff, because you know that's what we do, right? We talk about ghosts, they're dead people. So I think about Laura living in that house, right? And the interview, and I think about that hole, and I think about how Tim told me there's a light bulb in it and all this shit. It's like
Right.
since he told me about it and showed it to me, it doesn't go away.
So maybe you don't want to see it again.
I do.
But it is really clean. You can see perfectly through it. You can see perfectly the light bulb, the busted light bulb in the bottom, and
Yes.
in there with a light, it's really not that creepy.
He's like,
Yeah.
That's pretty gruesome, though, if you think about what all went in that well.
Right. Right.
It really is.
The biome and the
We had that
spinal.
EVP while we were moving the cover off the well, and we were all down there one time. We had that EVP that said, "Get back."
Right. Right.
Oh,
when we first did it, remember it said, "Let me out." Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and y'all y'all go to sleep and y'all, you know what I mean? That's just crazy to me because what happened there.
Maddie.
I love it, but I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that thinking of dead bodies, Maddie. You're scaring me. Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all, we're ghost hunters. That's what we do. And y'all are like,
God.
Right here, exactly where we're sitting,
Mhm.
is where the caskets used to be on display.
Wow.
This is it right here.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the rows of seating were all the way back there.
See, if it was my boy, I'd be like having like coffin cabinets, and I'd be having like coffin tables.
Right, coffin
Yeah.
rings, yeah.
Oh, thankfully, the only thing left are the
Casket racks.
the racks down the basement. Them are going pretty soon too, because
Man.
it's not something I want to keep around.
Right,
eBay.
right.
Make some money off that.
I bet you could.
People want, haunted stuff. Do it. It'll be
Last weekend we were in that small town, and there's we were in a hotel that's reported haunted, but we went to this restaurant, and it's the eating area, and there's a well, like not in the middle, but like off to the side, and like they have it to where it's you see the bricks, the well, and you can look down, but they have a plexiglass,
Right.
it's round, and you can actually have your plates and your food on there, and you can look down into the well. It's
Oh, wow.
so much deep. And anyways, so we went to go eat at that place, and uh, one of the members took a few pictures, and she sent it to a friend of hers, and the friend was all like, "Hey, does that look like a little girl or like a small child sitting down there?" And she's all like, "What?" And she had to look, and then she showed us, and we're like, "That kind of does." And so I'm like, "I'm gonna go check it out." So I went, and this was, I think this was Saturday night, last Saturday night, last weekend. So anyways, I'm like, maybe it's the rocks. Like some of the rocks are darker than the other rocks. It kind of gives off a shape. So anyways,
Right.
about an hour or two ago, they messaged in the group chat saying that a psychic medium, and they found this out an hour or two ago. A psychic medium was there, and she was talking to the spirit of this young woman who had a baby, and she didn't want nobody to know about it, so she had the baby, and she threw it down the well,
Oh,
and
wow.
to get rid of, so nobody will know but the baby. So she threw it down the well, and she put that in the group chat, and I
Wow.
read. I'm like, and I read it, and then I read it again, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
and it,
Yeah, that's
I
awful.
think
Yeah.
I know it, and I think it creeped me out even more, just for the simple fact that here I am saying, oh, it probably isn't just a little, you can see a little girl. It's probably just, I was telling them this, the team members.
Mhm.
It probably just the rocks that look different, and
It really was
just
a
making
big
it seem,
deal.
yeah, here I am sitting here in my chair, and I read that. I'm like, man, that's
Yeah.
Right.
how crazy is that, and
Enough.
kind of
Mm.
kicking myself. I'm like, man,
I
what am
should
I
have
doing?
looked further.
Yeah, something like that,
Should have took more pictures.
What is it about
What?
getting rid of shit in the well? Right?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. What is it about? I don't know, shoving bodies down wells.
I guess it's hard to find it because there's always water in it. I don't know. That's crazy.
I mean, it's going to float until it doesn't, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's disgusting.
Drink water and take a shower and ooh,
You know
no.
how much you went
Yeah,
down that well for dead bodies.
man.
Ugh.
That one chick that was at that hotel and they found her in that water thing, that water tower thing, and
Oh yeah,
people in the
Yeah,
hotel. What was it? The Cecil, right, Tim?
yeah. When
They're there and they're saying the
Elevator.
water tastes funny and they're brushing their teeth.
Oh God,
Hell no.
Oh man.
that's terrible.
This water's got a funny taste.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's like tinge to it. You know? Bloop, 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 bloop,
Ew.
bloop.
That's awful.
was it?
Where was that
And
at,
then-
Mary?
The Cecil Hotel?
Okay.
There was some mystery about it because the girl, she was kind of acting weird, you know, and they had her on videotape. So then they couldn't find her and they started looking for her, and finally they found her in that well because people started complaining about the water.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. So they went to check with the well, what was wrong with the well, and
I would have been sick for months.
Water tower.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That would be disgusting. Oh, we lost somebody. That would,
As
Yeah.
that would be nasty, though. I mean, can you imagine? Be
Yes,
like,
I could not imagine. I don't
Mm-mm.
think I'd ever be the same again to know I drank that water.
Hell
we
no.
need to filter this water. Sorry, bad joke. Bad joke.
I don't think I'd ever be the same.
No.
Ooh.
Mm-mm-mm.
I was born in Flint, Michigan, and all my life we used to go down there every year to visit relatives.
Right.
And as far back as I can remember, it smelled like sulfur. It
Ugh.
smelled
Right.
like sewer water. So
But-
I don't know how. Just a few years back, you know, they had that big thing where they shut it down and stuff, but it was bad long before that. Oh my
Oh.
God!
Wow.
All my life I can remember the smell. I just will not
Oh yeah.
want to take a shower down there.
You know. You
So
know,
even
used to-
when it came out of the faucet, Tim, it was nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it smelled just like
Rotten egg.
sewer and like sewer, raw sewer.
Oh, would y'all have to boil it or y'all just
They would drink it just right out of the tap.
no?
Not me.
you know who used to have sulfur water? Maddie is Corpus Christi, Texas.
Ugh.
Corpus Christi used to have sulfur water, and yeah, man, it smelled like rotten eggs.
Yep.
Nasty, nasty,
Yes.
nasty smell.
No.
Yeah, man. Now they don't. I don't know what they do to it, but it ain't sulfur water no more.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Will y'all tell us how to find you?
You can find us on Mad G Talking Smack every Thursday night, 8:30 Central Standard Time.
Woo!
Bye.
Like,
Says
man,
the, says the bearded lady.
Says a bearded lady. But sorry, you won't get all this sexy regular Maddie.
I guess
Funny, that's funny.
And Adam, where can we find you?
Here in Texas?
was it Temple of the Phoenix Entertainment?
Yeah, I'm there around.
That one.
Talking-
And I know we can find Georgie at Mad G's.
Right. You can find me at the bar at the corner of the street. If you want to come up and buy me a beer, I'm good. I'll be
All
right there. Right there at the bar. at the end of the
Beer and
road.
hookers.
What's that?
When I say beer and hookers,
Right.
Right.
No,
you find
relaxation therapist, Maddie. Relaxation therapist. Not hookers,
Maddie gonna be your
not hookers.
Mm,
Things have changed. They've become unionized.
my pin pan.
Oh my goodness. No. I'll just I'll get Maggie Talking Smack. That's where I hang. No relaxation therapist, no bars, no nothing like that. They're in the woods. Either I'm at Maggie Talking Smack or I'm in the woods.
Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having us on. I had a blast.
Yes.
I had a blast. You guys are so awesome.
I love everybody's costumes.
Maybe you like yours too.
I know.
Thank you.
Adriana, you like my hat?
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. She
I got
sent it to me.
feathers.
That's funny. All right.
I like it. Well, Georgie, we're gonna let you do the goodbyes, your famous farewell bye.
All right.
Okay.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
It's been fun. Thank y'all for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.